It started out Sunday with a report from NFL media that a number of teams had reached out to the Seahawks about Russell Wilson. And initially, that seemed crazy. The Seahawks receiving phone calls about Russell Wilson. The hell is that? I mean, I guess in a way, shoot your shot. You miss 100% of the trades that you do not ask for. So maybe there are a few teams who spend the entire offseason drunk dialing other teams. Better than drunk driving. Maybe there's a few teams out there that spend the offseason drunk dialing and asking you for your best players. Like, hey, Buffalo, how much you want for Josh Allen? Yo, Arizona, hit us up. Let's talk Kyler Murray. Hey, Rams, shake yourselves. You know you don't appreciate or even need Aaron Donald. How much you want for him? Well, actually, the Lions did reportedly call the Rams about Aaron Donald. It just seemed really bizarre that there were teams calling the Seahawks about Russ. And even more bizarre that it was enough of a thing that it might get reported on. Like, who would want that story out there? Would Seattle? Would Russ? And again, in what world would Seattle be looking to trade an in his prime Russell Wilson? And in what world would he be looking to get out of Seattle? I mean, has he ever said one thing negative about Seattle? Is there really that much tension between Wilson and the team? I mean, sure, there was that stuff last summer about letting Russ cook. And when they did fit him with a chef's hat and some oven mitts, he got nice. He proceeds to roll out and play some of the best ball of his career. And everybody, myself included, just gave this guy the MVP award early in the season when he was lapping the entire field. So exactly where is this noise coming from? Maybe given the stories around Deshaun Watson and Aaron Rodgers, being a franchise quarterback linked to trade rumors is the new lava, the new hot takes to liquefy anything they touch. But even if so, that's not going to stick. That's going to blow over in a day. Or maybe that was just written as some bullcrap made up by somebody begging for clicks and trying to justify a paycheck. Except a day did pass by, and it did not blow over. In fact, it actually got bigger because on Monday, JLC tweeted, quote, "I'm hearing Russell Wilson's camp has grown increasingly frustrated by the Seahawks' inability to protect the 8-time Pro Bowler. He has been sacked 394 times in 9 seasons. This situation warrants serious monitoring," end quote. So at that point, the noise goes up more than a few decibels. Then it's not a one-day story. Then it's a 2-day story, and it's getting louder and louder. Then yesterday, Russ himself meets with the media. And if the Seahawks were hoping that he'd put that fire out, he did not do that. In fact, Russ broke out his gas can. Quote, "Like any player, you never want to get hit. That's the reality of playing this position. Ask any quarterback who wants to play this game. But at the same time, it's part of the job and everything else. I think the reality is I've definitely been hit. I've been sacked almost 400 times. So we've got to get better. I've got to find ways to get better too." End quote. Bam! For a guy who spends as much time as he does on neutral thinking and being very conscious about the language he uses and the words he chooses, those are pretty serious words. For Russell Wilson to be mentioning that he had been sacked nearly 400 times, that is practically him yelling, hey, I'm getting killed out here, and you're not doing a damn thing about it. Like somewhere Deshaun Watson's got to be thinking, you're only getting sacked 2.73 times per game. Must be nice. And yes, I'm well aware of the argument that both Watson and Wilson hold on to the ball for a long time, trying to extend plays so they can make plays, and that maybe some of those sacks are on both of them. All right. But in the case of Wilson, let me ask you this. When was the last time Seattle's offensive line was actually good? When was the last time that offensive line was not a massive problem? When was the last time somebody said Seattle's offensive line is a strength? Because I'll tell you the last time he was sacked less than 41 times in a season, his rookie year. I'll tell you the only time he was sacked less than 33 times. Never. He came into the league and has been averaging at least 2 sacks a game since day one, and it's gotten worse the last 3 years. He's averaging more than 3 sacks per game the last 3 years. So when asked if he was frustrated with the team, he said, quote, "I'm frustrated about getting hit too much. I'm frustrated with that part of it. At the end of the day, you want to win," end quote. So for anybody else, that's playing it right down the middle. That's not saying he's frustrated with the team. That's saying, oh, yeah, I'm just frustrated with the results. But for Russell Wilson, again, if you know this guy, that's a really damning statement. That's a guy who normally is extremely positive, who frames everything in a positive, winning way, always. He has never said anything like that publicly about his situation or about the team, ever. So the fact that he is now, the fact that he did not deny those reports absolutely is a thing. And it's not a good thing if you're the Hawks. And I would say this, I see this guy working. Like, would he be fine with the number of sacks if the team was stacking Super Bowls? Of course. He'd trade hits for wins, except that's not happening. Instead, he's getting his ass kicked. They're not getting any closer to a Super Bowl, and Seattle has not advanced past the divisional round since their last trip to the Super Bowl. And he's looking at a division that has sent 2 teams to the Super Bowl in the last 3 years. One of those teams, the Rams, just knocked Russ out of the playoffs and then made a blockbuster deal to get better at quarterback. The other team is reportedly looking at every good quarterback available, and the third team, Arizona, could be knocking on the door in 2021. So Russ has got to be sitting there thinking, the hell are we doing? What are we doing? He's got to be sitting there thinking that, and he would be right if he is. The hell are you doing?